On everyone. So the Los Angeles Lakers are 4 days away. I mean, technically, if you don't want to count today, 3 days away. Thursday, the 20th, is when the Los Angeles Lakers will be going to Slovenia for Luka Doncic's camp. I'm really excited for this camp.
4 days. That's all the time the Lakers have before Luka Doncic's highly anticipated camp in Slovenia. But this isn't just about team bonding. This is a high-stakes, behind-the-scenes power play that could unravel the Lakers' entire off-season strategy. What you're about to hear exposes why this trip is a do-or-die ultimatum for the franchise, and what they just said proves exactly why.
For Luka Doncic's camp. I'm really excited for this camp, genuinely. Right? This is a great opportunity to build chemistry, build team relationships, build the things that you want to build on. Right? This is a great opportunity to kind of, take that first step towards the success that this team could potentially have, right? Chemistry is a big thing, right? Relationship.
Most fans will dismiss this as a simple team-building exercise, a chance for the new squad to gel. But for Luka, a player known for his strong leadership and influence, this camp is an opportunity to assert his vision for the team, solidifying relationships and expectations before the official training camp even begins. The real question is, who makes the cut for these crucial early bonds?
Relationships, going to war for your brother, right? Like you want to build that cohesiveness. You want to build those relationships. You want to build those connections and those bonds. You look at the 2020 Lakers, for example. I mean, to this day, that's the most bonded team I think I've ever seen. Like they were going to movies together like every weekend. They were hanging out, like the entire team.
And here's what makes this even crazier. The speaker is reminiscing about the 2020 championship Lakers, a team he describes as the most bonded team I've ever seen. They were doing everything together. Movies, dinners, you name it. This isn't just nostalgia. It's a direct challenge to the current roster. If Luka aims to recreate that level of cohesion, any player not present in Slovenia starts at a massive disadvantage. Imagine the pressure.
But that 2020 roster, like everybody was hanging out with each other. They were going, to dinners every other night. They're, those are the kind of things that you love to see, and you saw it translate and have success to win an NBA championship.
The 2020 roster's legendary chemistry directly translated into an NBA championship. That's the gold standard Luka is chasing, and it raises the stakes astronomically for this pre-camp trip. If you're not there building those foundational relationships, you're not just missing out on bonding, you're missing out on the early stages of a championship culture. It's an unspoken message: commit early, or risk being left behind.
An NBA championship. Luka Doncic, right? He's the leader now. You don't have LeBron. LeBron was usually the camp guy. And to be honest, I talked about this for years. I was very disappointed that LeBron stopped doing the camps because it just...
And that's not even the worst part. Luka is stepping into LeBron's shoes as the team's leader, and the speaker explicitly states his disappointment that LeBron stopped doing these camps, linking their absence to the team's subsequent struggles. This isn't a subtle hint, it's a clear indictment. Luka isn't just leading, he's taking a page out of a playbook that led to a championship, and that puts immense pressure on anyone not showing up for this early, vital bonding.
He took all of the Timberwolves players to France, right? So Luka gets to take them all to Slovenia. They're going to go, yes, they're going to do basketball stuff and work on their game and stuff like that and team build, but also playing golf and doing some tourism and, just hanging out, right? Building those bonds. And it's something that I'm really excited for. I'm really looking forward to seeing.
Now, most people hear that and think, it's just a fun trip. But watch what happens next. This isn't just about basketball drills. It's about golf, tourism, and building those personal bonds. Rudy Gobert did something similar with the Timberwolves in France. And while it might seem trivial, these experiences forge deep connections. For the Lakers, a team introducing several new faces, this is less a vacation and more a mandatory immersion into the new team dynamic.
This kind of play out for the Lakers. And, another thing is I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we see a Lakers trade within the next, basically 2 days, 3 days, by Wednesday. Depending on if you want to count today or not. By now and Wednesday, I'm hoping that we get a trade done with the Lakers, whether it's, Jonathan Kuminga or it's somebody else.
And here's where the plot thickens. The speaker is hoping, fingers crossed, for a Lakers trade within the next few days, specifically before Luka's camp. He mentions Jonathan Kuminga, But the critical part is the urgency. Why the rush? Because any new player joining after this camp immediately falls behind. This isn't just about integrating into a roster. It's about integrating into a pre-established social and strategic ecosystem that this camp is designed to create.
Not that the trade won't happen, just not going to happen. And I still think Kuminga is going to be a Laker. Again, like I keep saying, I could be wrong. I just think based on the information we have, the likelihood that Jonathan Kuminga becomes a Laker is incredibly high. Right? I think it's like 99%. 99.99%.
The speaker is still convinced Kuminga is 99.99% likely to be a Laker, despite no deal yet. This confidence, paired with a desire for a pre-camp trade, reveals a critical dilemma for the Lakers front office. They want Kuminga, but every day that passes without a deal means he misses out on this crucial bonding experience. The clock isn't just ticking on trade negotiations, it's ticking on Kuminga's integration into Luka's vision for the team.
Resolved between now and the actual training camp. But it would be nice to get this done by Luka's camp, right? Because, like I said, you don't want to be the odd man out. Using Jonathan Kuminga as the example, right? If you're Kuminga, you're already going to the Lakers to prove yourself. You're already going to the Lakers to show what you're capable of. And you're competing against guys that, in some cases already have a relationship with Luka Doncic. They already have things built in place.
This is where the expert analysis truly kicks in. The speaker lays it out. A player like Kuminga, joining the Lakers to prove yourself, will already be competing against guys who have existing relationships with Luka. Missing this camp means you're not just new. You're behind the eight ball, playing catch-up not only on the court but in the locker room. This isn't just about talent. It's about social capital and trust.
So not only are you on an even playing field with all these players, now you just gave all those players a leg up and now need to try to be able to outdo those guys. Which, again, I'm not saying he can't. I mean, the guy, he would be arguably the third most talented player on the team, right?
Consider this. Kuminga could be arguably the third most talented player on the team, but talent alone won't overcome a significant relational deficit. The speaker emphasizes that you don't want to be behind the eight ball. In the cutthroat world of the NBA, where chemistry can be the difference between a contender and a pretender, starting with a disadvantage in team building is a major red flag, regardless of individual skill.
I get a whole week head start to where the coach knows me more, he's more comfortable with me, he's seen my skill set more, me and him have built a relationship, all of these things that can compound into my favor.
The speaker then illustrates this with a compelling analogy. Imagine competing for a team spot, and your rival gets a whole week alone with the head coach, building comfort and understanding. Luka, while not the head coach, wields significant influence. That week-long head start allows a player to build rapport, understand Luka's preferences, and create things that can compound into my favor. This isn't just a camp, it's an early audition for Luka's trust.
Those advantages that you don't have. And that's the point, right? Like, all these guys are going to go, Quentin Grimes, Zaire, all these guys are going to go with Luka to this other country to go play basketball and hang out and have a good time. They're going to get a whole week of just reps ahead of you. They're going to be in such an advantage situation ahead of you. So unless you are leaps and bounds better...
This is the core of the dilemma. Players like Quentin Grimes and Zaire are getting a whole week of reps and an advantage situation. Unless a new player is leaps and bounds better, they're playing catch-up from day one. This isn't just about skill. It's about the mental edge and the institutional knowledge gained from that early bonding. It's an unfair playing field intentionally created by this pre-camp.
These guys are going to have that. And Luka and Austin Reeves, who, yes, they're not going to get the final say, but you don't think that Luka and Austin Reeves aren't going to have at least like a, hey, man, me and Grimes just, I need him in that starting lineup, man. You don't think that that's not going to have like a little bit of a nudge? You don't think Luka's not going to have a little bit of a say? You don't think if it's close, JJ goes like, who do you want more? Right? We're indecisive on Grimes or Kuminga, right? Or Zaire and Kuminga. Who do you want?
Here's the payoff. The speaker posits that Luka and Austin Reeves, even without final say, will have a nudge. Imagine Luka telling JJ Redick, hey, me and Grimes, I need him in that starting lineup. If it's close, Luka's preference, forged in Slovenia, becomes the tiebreaker. This isn't just about building chemistry. It's about building influence, directly impacting roster decisions. This camp is a backdoor entrance to Luka's inner circle.
New guy and it's uncomfortable, right? Like, again, those inside jokes, those things that you build during that trip. Everyone's laughing, having a good time in the locker room or hanging out. Oh man, dude, remember when Zaire did? Oh my God, that's great. And you got to sit there and it's awkward and it's uncomfortable and you're coming in and all these guys have bonded. And
the speaker, drawing from his own sports experience, highlights the discomfort of being the new guy when everyone else has inside jokes and established bonds. It's awkward and uncomfortable. This is the human element that front offices often overlook. A player like Kuminga, walking into a locker room filled with existing camaraderie, will face an uphill battle to integrate, regardless of his talent. It's a psychological hurdle as much as a basketball one.
You're putting yourself at a disadvantage.
The verdict is clear. Missing this camp unequivocally puts a player at a disadvantage. It's not just about a few days of drills. It's about the foundation of trust, communication, and shared experience that fuels a championship team. The Lakers and any potential trade targets are facing a soft deadline that carries real consequences for team dynamics and individual player success.
You're putting yourself at a disadvantage. So I'm hoping, even if it's not Jonathan Kuminga, right? Peyton Watson, PJ Washington, whomever, I don't care. Right? If you're going to get the guy, even a backup center, whatever, I'm hoping within the next few days we kind of get a resolution.
The urgency for a trade isn't just about Kuminga. It applies to Peyton Watson, PJ Washington, whomever. The speaker emphasizes the need for a resolution within the next few days for any incoming player. This isn't just general trade talk. It's a specific window dictated by Luka's camp. The Lakers need to complete these deals now, or risk having their new pieces integrate into a team that's already formed its foundational bonds without them.
Obviously, look, if you can get Kuminga after this trip, then you get him, right? Like, it's not, like, I don't think that this is like I don't think this is a hard deadline. But I do think there is an element of like this kind of being a soft deadline. And again, I've seen people like, oh, like, what are they going to do to change that? Like, it's not a...
While the speaker acknowledges it's not a hard deadline, he stresses there's an element of this kind of being a soft deadline. This distinction is crucial. It means the Lakers won't lose a trade entirely, but they might lose a crucial advantage in player integration. The question is, are they willing to sacrifice that early chemistry for a prolonged negotiation? Or will they push to finalize deals before Luka's plane leaves?
That plane and just head into, Slovenia for the trip, right? So, again, if you can ideally get that resolved, get that player, get that piece already set and ready to go, I just think that that's just such an advantage.
The ideal scenario, according to the speaker, is to get that resolved, get that player, get that piece already set and ready to go. This isn't just about having a player on the roster. It's about having them included in the pre-camp bonding. Anything less is a disadvantage. The Lakers front office is under immense pressure to deliver, not just a player, but a seamlessly integrated one before Thursday.
And ready to go. I just think that that's just such an advantage rather than you coming in after, you coming in later, and then now you're going to do it. I just don't think that's a good position for Kuminga or anyone to really be in. I don't think that that's where you want to be set.
The speaker concludes that coming in after or later is not a good position for Kuminga or anyone to really be. This is a direct challenge to the Lakers management. They cannot afford to sign star player only to have them start their tenure feeling like an outsider. The political and social dynamics of a locker room are just as important as the talent on the floor, and this camp is setting those early precedents.
For this training camp. Again, obviously this training camp isn't the main training camp, but it's nice to get that little head start. It's nice to get that little leg up, especially for a new team coming together.
While this camp isn't the main training camp, it's nice to get that little head start, that little leg up, especially for a new team coming together. This is critical for finding their relationships, their footing, their rank. This camp is less about basketball strategy, and more about the pecking order and internal dynamics that will define the Lakers season. Any new player missing this will immediately be a step behind in the internal power structure.
I thought it did really well. Like, he did the camps and Lakers were winning championships. Like, you stop doing the camps and, the team was just never the same after that, right? I don't think it's just solely because of that. But I do think that having those camps and whatnot are just good. I think it's good for, relationship and team building, chemistry, and, a lot of things. And so, Luka took a page out of,
Examining this key moment, I thought it did really well. Like, he did the camps and Lakers are winning championships. It's like, you stop. This breakdown reveals crucial tactical insights.
Shooter does kind of make you go like, kind of raise your eyebrows like a little bit like, we need to kind of keep an eye on that situation, but they're still not there yet. They still have to get off of Max Strus, and James Harden has to take a pretty significant discount, right? So
examining this key moment does kind of make you go like, kind of raise your eyebrows like a little bit like, we need to kind of keep an eye on seeing. This breakdown reveals crucial tactical insights.
A little better than me, right? But I get a whole week by myself with the head coach, with the guy that's going to make the decisions. Now, obviously, Luka's not the guy that's going to make the final decision. It's going to be JJ Redick as far as like starters and stuff like that. But you don't think he's going to have some influence?
Examining this key moment by myself with the head coach, with the guy that's going to make the decisions. Now, obviously, Luka's not the guy that. This breakdown reveals crucial tactical insights.
We're going to go into camp to train and prepare, but part of the rules, I get a week head start. So I get a week head start to learn your moves and the way that you like to move and fade and stuff. And I get to, analyze that. I get to practice and train and make sure I'm in shape and make sure I got everything that I need to handle.
Examining this key moment. Part of the rules, I get a week head start. So I get a week head start to learn your moves and tee. This breakdown reveals crucial tactical insights.
And now you get to train, and during that time, I still get to train. Again, I got a leg up on you. Unless you're just that much better than me as a fighter. Like, again, I'm in there. I already know what you want to do. I already know what you're looking for. If I fake right, I know I got that open left, right? Like, it's just, I have those things. I have those advantages.
Examine this key moment. Now you get to train. And during that time, I still get to again. I got a leg up on you, unless you're just that much bet. This breakdown reveals crucial tactical insights.